Yo, what is up YouTube? This is Sharpeye here and I'm bringing you guys another gameplay commentary, and today we're going to be talking about how ISIS will win the war on terror. Now, do I agree? Let me clarify before I get into the video. I do not agree with the war on either side, America's side or the Islamic State side, and I do not agree with Islam, but I do have to take myself away from any bias in this video. So let me clarify that we are not at war with Islam. We are at war with the Islamic State. Now, a state is known as like a country or a body of people, and this is like the Islamic State is a state which is a branch off of Islam known as the Shiites. So the Muslims that people refer to as good Muslims, they are Sunni, which is derived from the phrase al-Sunnah, or also known as people of tradition. So their tradition is the Quran, and the Shiites believe in the bloodline of Muhammad and the bloodlines laws that they keep on reforming and creating. It would be kind of like in America known as like the liberals versus the conservatives, except the liberals want to kill everyone. In my opinion, Islam is already winning the war on terrorism. Now, I'm not saying that terrorism is right, but I'm saying their strategy is working. Now, what is their quote-unquote strategy? Well, there is no blueprint of a strategy, obviously, on either side of the war, but from my research and what the majority of people see on the news, it is working. All we see on the news is Islamic terrorism strikes again. And their strategy, in my opinion, is the same as America's, is to demonize the enemy. And since ISIS is not a strong military leader of the world, like America is, who is basically the policeman of the world, who fucking walk around with our big ass stick and just beat down on whoever the fuck we want, ISIS has to use different strategies to gain their military strength and recruit members in. So with all the drone strikes happening in Muslim countries, it's easy for the Islamic State to recruit members. The main reason that someone would convert from a Sunni to a Shiite is out of anger, and when we're killing innocent people with unmanned stealth bombers, that can create like a sense of revenge. For instance, this 13-year-old, his grandma died in a drone strike, and now he is afraid of the sky. He is afraid of a clear sky. He says that he would rather see a cloudy day, because then he knows that the drones won't be out blowing people up. And that is probably the saddest thing I had ever heard in my entire life. Now, not to mention that we bombed a hospital known as the Kunduz hospital airstrike. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that because I'm white, but that's what it's. We can already tell that the Islamic State is growing in numbers because their expansion across the globe and number of attacks per year are increasing at an exponential rate. So just for instance, in 2013, there were 6 attacks linked to the Islamic State, all residing in Iraq, which is already 65% Shiite. Now in 2016, there were 32 attacks in a bunch of different countries like Libya, Egypt, Turkey, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Belgium, Iraq again, Bangladesh, Kazakhstan, France, Malaysia, Germany, Pakistan, the United States. Each year, they average about 1,000 people killed and about 2,000 people injured, except for, 2014, where they only had 6 people killed and 12 people injured, but I guess they were taking a break that year or something. But now I don't know who is really winning this war, because with our drone strikes killing innocent people and the terrorists killing innocent people, who is really to say who is winning the war on terrorism? And we're both killing people in the name of quote-unquote justice, just to strike fear or terror into the hearts of the other person. So we're trying to scare Islam by blowing up people who are quote-unquote a part of the Islamic State, but we don't quite know who we're attacking. You know, we have some, you know, intel, quote-unquote, that there are people, you know, with the Islamic State, but as we know, we blew up a hospital that had no sign of terrorist activity happening in a place that's used to cure people. And terrorists, on the other hand, are just blowing anyone up. I mean, sometimes they have, you know, a method to the madness, like they kill police officers, you know, they hate authority or something. Unless the authority is telling them to kill people, then okay, it's alright to kill people. People kind of have this like sense of you need authority to be able to tell you what is good and wrong. So now let's talk about how I feel that ISIS should approach the war on terror and how America should approach the war on terror. Now, firstly, I think that America shouldn't be just randomly throwing bombs at random buildings that, you know, has, you know, terrorist activity that we have intel to prove. I feel like we don't have enough intel 90% of the time to just blow up a building, an entire building. Like, we kill civilians in those buildings all the time. And notice how there's no statistics of how many people are killed in drone strikes, but there is a shit ton of statistics on everything else. Heck, if you want to see how many people watched this or that movie, you can tell. If you want to see how many people took a shit this morning, there is a statistical average of how many people take a shit in the morning. We have statistics for everything. And I feel like America should target the leaders of ISIS instead of attacking, you know, specific buildings that, you know, the grunts of, you know, the Islamic State are residing in. I feel like just like how we took out Osama bin Laden, we should be chasing those kills, the important ones. Like, Al-Qaeda still exists, but we haven't seen a terrorist attack from Al-Qaeda since 9/11, really. Well, at least we haven't seen some outside of Iraq. I think that, you know, these attacks that we're doing with drones are just not justified whatsoever. And now I'm going to talk about how ISIS should approach their battle on, you know, American terrorism. Instead of, you know, blowing up random restaurants, soccer stadiums, you know, random places like that, they should focus their attacks on the things that Islam doesn't agree with. Like, you know, usury, which is a big example that I would like to use. Usury is where banks loan out money and then they acquire interest from money. In the Quran, God says that is against God's law. That is wrong. So why don't they attack the banks instead of attacking random people? Why don't they attack, you know, the oil companies that are infiltrating the land that, you know, they own, even though they don't really own the land? You know, the government, which is a dictatorship, owns the land and just distributes it however. Now, it's not a big shock to me that Iraq is 65% Shiite because of the leaders who have lived there, like Saddam Hussein. Like, we didn't really have a reason to kill Saddam Hussein, but it was a good kill. I will, you know, admit that, you know, capturing him and then executing him. Even though he didn't commit any crimes on US soil, he did commit a lot of crimes in general that just shouldn't happen. So if you are a human rights activist or a human rights supporter, then yeah, you probably support the kill or, you know, hanging of Saddam Hussein. And honestly, I feel like the complete war is just unjustified. Like, because of one plane crashing into, or two planes crashing into two buildings 15 years ago, we are still killing innocent people. And innocent soldiers are dying because we just decide, oh yeah, we're just gonna go in and kill people. You know, I just gotta sigh at the entire situation in general. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay if there is extra gameplay for you to see. I know it's CSGO. I'm not really that good at CSGO, but you know, it's a gameplay for you guys to watch over my horrible commentary. about what I feel that how ISIS or whatever is gonna win the war. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video again. If you guys did, please leave a like. If you guys did not, please leave a dislike and a comment down below letting me know what you guys did not like about the video. As always, this is Sharp Eye. Peace.